All right, class. Today we're looking at the chain rule. I'm here in a luxurious library, Library of Congress, or MRHS. You have to decide. Chain rule, composition of functions. We have f prime of g of x is times g prime of x is equal to f of g of x. It's usually written like this. Actually, let me show you. I'm going to ask you a way to write it. Need to know this definition. Comes up on the next test. I'm sure it does. So it says the derivative of, with respect to x, of, here, I'm over here, thanks. I guess it's f of g of x is equal to, well, we want f prime of g of x, so we want the derivative, times the derivative of the inside function, which is g prime of x. And there it is. That is the chain rule. Done. We use a substitution method with u to help us. So let me show you one. If you let f of g of x and g of x equals u, then y fu, or f of u, and y prime of f prime of u times u prime. This is what it looks like when we're talking about different variables. dy dx is equal to dy du from here, and then du dx from here. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo. Let's try one. So here we go. Got a function here, the cube root of the quantity x squared plus 4x. Somebody can look at that as saying 1/3 power. Oh yeah. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to set g of x as the inside function. So we're going to set g of x equal to, or g of x is x squared plus 4x. And we're going to set that, we're going to make that u. So then we're going to take the derivative of u. So du is equal to the derivative, which is 2x plus 4. Easy enough. So now I'm going to have u to the 1/3 power. Oh, I could do that, right? Anybody could do u to the 1/3 power. And that's going to be f prime of u is going to be 1/3 u, and then you subtract 1 from the power, and you get, I don't know, what do you get? What's 1/3 minus 1? Like negative 2/3? All right, I'll go with it. You know, I've got some people here with me helping me out. They need to help me out. But then I need to multiply it by u prime, or du. Here it is. Multiply by 2x plus 4. So after the smoke clears, it'll be 1/3. This u will move to the bottom, and it'll be u to the 2/3, and du will be up top. Now let's plug in our substitution. We're done. So here we go. What was du? I forgot. 1 times du is just du, so it's 2x plus 4. And on the bottom, it's 3 times... Oh, I don't want to do this. I want to keep it as 2/3. Yes, yes. X squared plus 4x. And that's all to the 2/3 power. Good? 2/3 power, by the way, underneath would be this. The cube root of something squared. If you're keeping track at home. That would be algebra 2. Chain rule. Done. Let's do another one. There it is. All right, you got it? U equals 3x plus 2. So it's going to be, this is going to be y equals, y prime equals u squared, which equals 2u times du. Don't forget the times du. There it is. I'm going to highlight it. Nice, nice. All right. So now it's just going to be 2 times 3x plus 2 times du. Well, we never got du. What's du? It's got to be 3. They didn't want, they're shy. It's 3. They got to stay with me, folks. Stay with me. This one's a 3. So that really, to normal people, they would write it 6x, I guess. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Normal people wouldn't do that. Normal people would just say 6 times quantity 3x plus 2. Psst, you can leave it like that. Yes. All right. So that's your answer. Any question with the chain rule? It's nice, nice. Don't forget. Just make the u substitution, take the du, multiply it at the end. Beautiful. All right. We want another one. Do you guys want another one? They nod their heads. I expected a yeah. All right. Anyway. Here's one with a fraction. Set u equal to the action, which is 2x minus 3. Then du is just 2. Nice, nice. So now this is going to be f of u. And it's going to be u squared. Well, let's bring that upstairs. Why don't we? Right? We'll bring it upstairs. So it's f of u is equal to negative 7u to the negative second power. So let's perform our, what we would call the power rule. Power rule says this is going to equal f prime of u will be, ready? Sorry. Loud in a library, never loud like this. Times du. Remember, du is 2 from up here. So it's going to be 28. F prime of u is 28 times x to negative 3. I would rewrite that as saying f prime of x. Now I'm redoing or resubstituting it back in and saying that this is 28 over 2x minus 3 quantity cubed. Nice, nice. All right. This we don't want. This is only homework that I'll give you later. Very nice. Any questions? You guys good? Yeah, they're good. They don't like to talk. They're good. All right. Up another one. But this one, my friends, I like this one. I'll make that u. But this one's going to be product rule. U equals x minus 2. Therefore, du is just 1. It's nice when du is 1 because if you forget it, it doesn't matter. So it's going to be y equals x squared times u to the 4th. Product rule. Fishing great gives freight. All right. It's the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Behold the phone. I took the derivative of this, and the chain rule says that I must multiply that by du.
It's 1.
It's 1, but it doesn't matter because it's 1. But if it was something else, we'd have to worry about it. Now we can plug and play. It's going to be x squared times the quantity x minus. Whoa! Let's get crazy. We're getting crazy here. I'll polish it up in a minute. It's like putting on new shoes. You polish it in a minute. 4x minus 2s to the 3rd power. Du was just 1 multiplied by 1, so it doesn't really matter. And this is plus 2x times u to the 4th. Now let's make this look almost good. All right, let's watch this craziness. I had a class called algebra at one point, and then I had a class called algebra 2, which said to me, I have some common factors. That's a common factor. 1's to the 3rd, 1's to the 4th. So I could factor out 3 of them. Hooray! And I have a 2x is a common factor also. So I factor out 2x times the quantity x minus 2 cubed. What am I left with? This one just looks like, I don't know, 2x plus, this came out, and this one's just left with a x minus 2. Yes, yes. So we can do something. They're pointing at me. They know. They know. They know the answer is this. You know what? If you don't believe me, remember, you can go on your calculator and check it. All right, next. What did I hear? Trig? Did I hear trig functions?
Trig functions.
Wait, I'm hearing trig functions. Let me hear it. Do you hear it?
Trig functions.
I hear trig functions. So we got to play with trig functions. We got to play with trig functions. And here's one for you. That's a little crazy. Let's start with an easier one. I heard trig functions, but it didn't tell me which one to start with. So let me start with this one. F of x equals, come on, let's come up big. I'm looking at my notes here, my trig function notes. Cosine of 3x squared. So here, I'm going to let 3x, I guess, 3x be the u, right? I'll let this whole thing be the u. So u is equal to 3x squared. So du is 6x. Nice, nice. So now I'll do f of u. I make the substitution in, and I get cosine of u. Well, the cosine of u, I think it's, am I thinking it's negative sine? What's the derivative of cosine? Negative sine. They tell me it's negative sine. Thank God for them. So I'm going to take derivative of this. I get negative sine of u. But don't forget to multiply this by du. So my final answer, Alex Trebek, negative 6x sine of 3x squared. Now, the Marashio hint. Ready? This is like a check mark. The Marashio hint is you take the derivative of whatever the angle is and multiply it by, there's the derivative of the angle, right here, 6x. Multiply that. All right? That's the little Marashio hint. Let's do another one. More trig functions, more happiness. Here it is. Sine cubed of 4t. I'm going to let u equal sine, I think. Let me go to my notes, make sure I can do this right. I'm pretty sure though. I would bet the house maybe. Maybe. I don't know. U is going to equal sine of 4t, therefore, whoa, du is going to be 4 cosine 4t. Well, where the hell did that 4 come from? Well, remember, I just showed you that we have to take the derivative here. We would have to make another substitution, like a v. So then dv would be 4. All right? So now we can do this problem nicely. And it becomes y equals u cubed. Oh, we got that. Come on, folks. Don't threaten my intelligence. Don't threaten it, but don't forget to multiply by du. So now it's 3 times u. Whoa, let's go to u. It's sine of 4t squared times du. 4 cosine 4t. I don't think there's much more to do. I'll just put it up here as 12, and I'll leave it like this. You guys all right with that? Yeah, they're good with it. They're good with it. So you guys got to be good with that. All right, all I'm doing is 12, and then I'm making the cosine 4t. I'm sure there's some type of trigonometric identity that can do stuff with it, but I'm happy with this. First time seeing it with trig, I'm happy. All right, let's see what this one looks like. Oh, double derivative. I'll put this here for you, but you got to find the second derivative, so you got to do it twice. And here I'm gonna scroll this. You'll have to pause it. All right. I'm not gonna go through it crazily, but I set this guy equal to u. I product rule it. Oh, how fun is this? Use your calculator to see if you get the right answer. All right. You don't see that very much. That's like if I ever wanted to really get back at you. If you're like a bad son or daughter, you'd get that. It's easier than the belt, I guess. Folks, I do believe that's bingo, sister. I don't see any more, but let me give you some practice, something to practice. All right, before the end of this thing. All right. I want to thank my trig function people for yelling trig functions.
Anytime, Mr. Marashio.
Thank you. Asking lots of questions and stuff. But on page, I believe it's 137, we're going to look at 46 to 58 even, I think. And let's look at 67. These are trig actions, all right? Let me give you regular actions. Hold on. Look at my notes. We're almost done. I must say, this is the loudest library in the history of libraries. I must say, the loudest. And as I say that, it gets louder. I guess this should be okay. I really didn't check the book, so I may have to adjust this in class before 2.4. Anyway, enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow.